I hope he goes up against some legit MLBers. Like, I mean, if they play, I don't know, the Phillies, like, I hope he goes up against, like, a Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, and Rhys Hoskins.
Yeah, just to see how he does, obviously. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 450 Dead Center channel. Chris here with Daniel.
Hello.
And we're talking about prospects again. Yes, let's go. Or not even prospects, just sort of like people to look
Spring
out
training.
for. So we're talking about spring training. It's happening in like a month or something, so we're pretty hyped up.
Well, I mean, but when this video goes out, the invite week or the report date will be next week.
So exactly. It'll be awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I know
Baseball.
Chris is very excited. Baseball's almost back. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get right into it, Chris.
I'm hyped. So we're going to talk about, I don't know, a couple players who we think you guys should watch in spring training this year if the games are on TV.
Must-watch players to watch in spring training.
Exactly.
Basically.
Hopefully we'll be able to get some of the games televised, or maybe we'll have to watch it through some random guy streaming the game from his iPhone like we did last year. But anywho, who's number one on your list, Daniel, to watch?
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, and I'm sure he's a guy you are very excited to watch too. I think it's Ricky Tiedeman. I think he's got to be the must-watch guy in spring training for anyone, just because we hear all this stuff about him, we see the highlights of him, but we don't see the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it for everyone who's a not even hardcore Jays fan, a like medium to hardcore fan, let's say.
Yeah.
Ricky Tiedeman's your guy you're watching. You want to see what this kid's about, because this guy's getting compared to Alek Manoah. He's getting compared to like a Robbie Ray. He's getting compared to like young Roy Halladay. Like, this guy is getting comparison.
He's getting hyped up, and he's a 20-year-old hard-throwing left-hander who went from like low A to double A last year, and basically probably could have been triple A. He was really good, and I want to see if he gets invited. I don't know if he will. I assume he will, but I want to see him pitch, man. I want to see him. He looks so good.
I think he's going to get invited. I think it's a no doubt. I think they're gonna at least want to get him into one game just so he can get some MLB at bat or MLB competition.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I hope they put him up against some big guys. Like, I hope he just doesn't go up against some scrubs. No offense, but I hope he goes up against some legit MLBers. Like, I mean, if they play, I don't know, the Phillies, like, I hope he goes up against like a Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, and Rhys Hoskins.
Yeah, just to see how he does. Obviously, I don't expect much when he's going up against those guys, but still, like, I would like to see maybe like his fastball will blow him away. Not that it probably will, but it'll be cool if it does.
Like, I would just love to see how, because those are three legit like players. There's two stars in that lineup, I would say, that I named, and I want to see how they do against Ricky Tiedeman in one at bat.
Exactly. And then speaking of blowing away guys with like a fastball or something, one guy that I'm really looking forward to seeing if he's healthy is Nate Pearson in spring training. I just want to see if he's still got it at the ripe age of 26 years old.
Yeah, the clock is definitely winding down on him. I know we talked a lot about him in our pitching video, which you guys have not seen. Make sure you go check it out. But the clock's running down, and the only thing that's like stopping him is his injuries. That's what it's been. It's been injuries, and I don't think did he pitch last year? I don't even know.
I don't think he pitched at all last year. Maybe like a couple innings in AAA or Double A, but that's about it. Like,
I don't know if he
needs to be healthy.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what he's going to do. I'm hoping he has a good camp and he can make the roster right out of spring training, which would be awesome for him. Yeah, I'm also excited to see, going back on the Nate Pearson, what role they're going to use him in.
Yeah,
right. Like is he going to start games? Is he going to be coming down in the 8th inning? Like,
imagine if he's like a closer role in the spring training. I think that'll be really cool.
I think that definitely is a definite like idea the Jays should play with, especially because it'll limit the amount of time he's pitching in game, which limits his injuries.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. All right, who's your next player?
Another guy I'm really excited to watch, Chris, he's a major league guy, so I mean, there's not a lot of hype, but I'm excited to see Yusei Kikuchi. I want to see if it was just I'm going to group two people here. Kikuchi and Barrera, so I'm going to put them side by side.
That's fair. Okay.
They had terrible years last year.
Disgusting.
God awful.
Like, I never seen worse years in my life.
Yeah. I want to see if it continues, or if it's if it's like, hey, it was just a fluke, right? I'm kind of obviously I have to wait until the season to see that more, but I think spring training will give us a good idea about if it's over for them.
No, for sure. And you obviously can't take a lot out of spring training. Like, we've seen Rhino Grichuk tear up spring training every year, and then he sucks in the regular season. But I mean, it's a good indication of, is this guy healthy going into the year? Is he warmed up? Like, or is his fastball command off or something like that?
One thing I'll be looking in both those guys is location.
Oh, 100%.
Elo and that break, that'll all come towards when they get warmed up. But location is what I'm looking for. If they can start nailing spots, say they get lit up, whatever.
Yeah.
But if they're hitting their spots every time, I mean, I'm feeling good coming into the season with those guys, especially that I know that their velo is going to creep up and I know their break's going to creep up and that. So
For sure. Yeah, as long as they're not like 5 miles an hour off what they were, like that's a bit much.
Exactly.
But like if you're like 2 or 3, like that's fine. That's fine. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna stick with more of the prospect route again. This guy flew up the rankings last year. I think he is my current favorite prospect. I'm gonna stick with Addison Barger. I just like the guy. I like him.
I knew you were going to say that too.
I had to say
he is your new Jordan Groshans.
He's my new Jordan Groshans. And Groshans was pretty solid in the MLB last year. I have to say, I'm very hyped about that. But Barger, I like him.
I'm happy you said Barger because I was going to say him too if you didn't say him.
Good.
But he is the one. I'm excited to see him because I know people have commented on our prospect video about him that he is terrible defensively. So I want to see what his defense is like.
Yeah, exactly. I know he can hit. Like he's pretty solid in the Arizona Fall League last year. He had 775 OPS. Not terrible, but I mean it's just the Fall League, so who really cares? But he was pretty solid.
And he hit well in the minors. Let's not forget that. The guy was raking in the minors.
He hit like 30 bombs last year. That was amazing.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I'm excited. Same thing. I want to see him go up against like all the prospects we're gonna name. I want to see them go up against stars. I want to see like Addison Barger go up against like Justin Verlander.
Imagine.
Like Garrett Cole. Like I want to see him go up against a legit pitcher and just whatever. He might strike out in 3 pitches, but I want to see what he does. I want to see if he gets intimidated. I want to see if he takes daddy hacks because we all love daddy hacks.
Bo.
Yeah, Bo.
Yeah.
But I'll move on to my last guy, and then we'll get your last guy here.
Sure.
My last guy here, Chris, is I think my favorite prospect, and it's Brandon Barrera. That guy.
Oh, okay, that's who you're gonna say.
We just drafted. He's a stud, man. First of all, the
So
guy has a mullet. He's got a mullet-looking thing going on.
Oh my god! Imagine him with Kirk behind the plate. Ooh, that'd be
I'm just saying, if Barrera comes out with slicked back hair and chucks gas, like, I don't know how you cannot like him as a pitcher.
You give him the flow. He's gonna look like any AAA Canadian hockey player.
Oh my god! Yeah. Plus, he's had the comparisons to Robbie Ray, so I want to see the same thing with Tiedeman. What's he's about? I want to see him go up against legit pitchers. I want to see as well. Barrera shut down for, and I figured this out. Thank you for everyone in the comments who told us. He didn't get Tommy John. He shut down for a risk of it because one of his close friends got it. Our bad. But same thing. I want to see how he does. I mean, I don't think he's really played professional since then. At least I can't find.
No, he hasn't. He didn't pitch at all last year, I don't think.
Right, he didn't pitch at all that I found. So I just want to see what he does. I want to see if, the Jays did take a chance on him and it pays out, or it was a bad shot in the dark. So we'll see. Yeah,
and now for my last pick. There's a few honorable mentions here. Obviously, I want to see Kirk, want to see Dalton Varsho.
Oh, yeah.
All those guys. Even Kevin Kiermaier, he looks like he's a lot of fun so far. He's went to the Leafs game with like Vladdy, Espinal.
I saw that.
That was really cool. But for me, a player that I absolutely want to see in spring training, tear it up, is Cavan Biggio, my favorite player. Yes. He's going to probably win the MVP next year like he usually does. At least he gets in the conversation. So I'm gonna say Cavan. He's going to have a bounce back year. So Cavan Biggio.
I like that. Biggio is due for, obviously we love Biggio on here. He's the face of the channel. If you haven't seen our logo, if you can't tell who that is.
Love Cavan.
But yeah, he's due for a bounce back year. We've seen Bo had his great year. We've seen, not bounce back, breakout year.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to say. We've seen Bo have his. We've seen Vladdy have his. It's time for Cavan.
Biggio's turn.
Yeah, it's time for the trio to fully break out. And, I mean, he doesn't have to do the same level as them. Like, I get it. Not everyone's that good.
He's not gonna be that high. But if he can hit like 10 dingers, hit like 250, have like a 380 on base.
Everyday role. That's what I'm looking for.
Everyday role.
Cavan can have an everyday role. You have an aging Whit Merrifield. You have Santi, who if Cavan can hit everyday role and can prove it, Santi's now expendable.
I think he already is expendable, I have to say.
Yeah, I know there is a case now for him to be expendable.
Yeah.
But it's clear and concise. He's expendable. Right? Plus the fact Cavan can play the corner outfield if necessary.
I like that. I forgot about that.
Right?
Yep.
There is that versatility. He brings a lot of value to this team, so I hope he can have a breakout year. I'm same thing. If he hits 250 with a 350 on base because he loves to draw his
Oh,
walks.
I love it.
Um,
He loves walking.
yeah, and I mean, same thing we've gone through. I want to see Cavan hit. I mean, I've seen Cavan hit against some top tier guys, right?
Didn't he
But
take Garrett Cole deep, or was it
he did take.
Glasnow or something
He
like that?
took someone. He took someone.
It was awesome.
big
I was like,
name.
yeah, you stink, you know. So,
But
yeah.
I want to see him do it again. I want to see him go. I want the at bats he get. Obviously, he's going to get some like prospects to face, but I want to see him face top guys. I also want to see how he handles lefties.
Yeah. And one good thing about Cavan is that he doesn't usually just swing at the first pitch. He sees at least 5 pitches for some reason. Like, he's got a lot of pitches per plate appearance. He doesn't foul them off at all, but he just like has such a good eye of the strike zone. And most of the time, he's right and the umpire's wrong if you look at the pitch tracker. But like, you can't really.
That's Cavan's problem. It's a
Exactly.
double-edged sword, right?
can't really, like, do anything
he's
about that.
too patient sometimes, right? It's 0-2, and you know the guy's calling the outside corner. I get it. It's a ball. But you got to foul it off, right? As
Yeah,
much
at
as-
least try protect the plate.
Honestly, if they could put Bo and Cavan's approaches together,
Holy
you'd have
cow.
the best hitter in MLB.
You would have the best.
I'm not
hitter in
even
the MLB.
joking.
It's insane.
Bo is way too aggressive, and Cavan is too docile at the plate. If you put them together,
You give
you got
Vladdy's
someone who's
power.
hitting-
Holy cow!
Oh.
What a player.
you have that tree. Oh my god! Anyway, that's the ideal. That's the next Barry
Anywho.
Bonds right there.
Exactly. Anywho, let's wrap this up. Let us know who you guys want to see in spring training. Maybe it'd be like Nathan Lucas, maybe Alejandro Kirk. Who knows? But that being said, see you guys next time. Subscribe and goodbye.